be a real case of that. I hope I can use the Kiel Canal for this. Haarlem to Fish. Oh, once again, let's try and keep this consistent, shall we? There's 2 A's in Haarlem. Oh, shoot. What was that? Probably the Harburg to Rostock Fish, probably. In any case, Rostock. Inherit. Alberg destroyed. Lord of Salmon says I came here for Patrician. Well, how very fitting that salmon has arrived when we're dealing with fish. Also the name is updated as always. Rostock Fish. Okay, Hallberg, another one. It's Hallberg, not Harlberg. Am I just making it all wrong though? It is Haarlem. I was calling it Hallberg as well. Nonsense. Oh, it is Har. Har, how? I'm so confused with myself now. H-double-A-R on all of them. Yeah, I'm just a bloody fool. Haarlem. Har, like the laughing the Dutch are probably doing here. Or whatever they do to show emotion. Bunch of swampy weirdos. Okay, there we go. They're all sorted, they're all doing what I want them to do. They're all going to Rostock. Good, glad we dealt with that. Jake, we laugh at someone else's misery. Oh Jesus, you're Dutch? It's all coming together now. Okay, Hamburg to Rostov. Rostock, I did that. Why was it? Why does it have to be a Rostov and a Rostock? This is where I find Rostov isn't here. No, of course it's not. Okay. Helsinki to Aalborg cheese. You now go to Rostock. Oops. You go to hell. You go from hell. You go to Rostock. You bring the cheese. And cheese is one of the more exciting trade goods in the game. Doesn't require anything. Feeds people. Low tonnage. It's a pretty ideal trade good. Then there's Doggo Cog. Finally, we're back to distributing items here. So, Rostock instead of you-know-where. Aalborg is destroyed. And nobody cries that day. Not over the Danes. Is there any race that I have not ripped into? Right, there's the Vasa 2. Rostock. And once again. Inherit. Actually, there's something weird going on. I need to shift you over to where Aalborg is. Aalborg comes to the bottom and destroyed. I'm going to take a quick moment to save here, because I've been doing a ton of work. And I'm going to call it a new thing because I've been changing a lot. Okay, back to it. The work ethic I have for anything that isn't really work. Hemp going west. Got some strange shapes going on with these hemp distributors. But strange stuff has been going on with hemp all through this game. Old Lizzie, you're up. But you do the center, so I don't have to change you whatsoever. Just want to make sure on that. Rostock is take and leave everything. Aalborg is take and leave everything. Alright, I'm certain that's fine. the about time dealing with the west as well. So much hemp going west. Well, it is necessary out there. Once again, you go up to wherever Alberg was, Alberg comes out and gets deleted, and everybody gets on with their life. So hemp is Rostall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Honey. Syracuse. This is good. It's almost relaxing. It's funny that that all counts as to the east, but Stettin is centre. Not ha-ha funny, obviously. But I have a lot of honey, guys. Honey Ross 5. I guess the West just really loves their honey. Honey Center is good, only need to change the name. So I'm not gonna lie, this is mind-numbingly boring. Does anybody have any questions or stories to take our minds off of this? Doesn't matter that it's boring. Boring can be fun in its own way. But this is boring. Also, I'm noticing that I have only 4 numbers for honey. I don't see a number 4 though, so Blub is getting renumbered to 4 there. Good. Don't you know you have a big Dutch audience? Why? Alright, the nice thing about the hunters is I don't have to bother with them, except when they have extra ships like that, in which case I need to move them, but some of them don't want to be moved, it seems. Well, that's just gravy. Hunter is looking sorry for itself, so I want some sailors on it. 3 sailors, good enough. I mean, these hunters don't really hunt anymore, but they served me for a very long time, doing very well. Now, Kongsberg to Aalborg, bringing in the wine, not anymore, you bring it to Rostock. Probably just going to call it Ross now, doesn't deserve a couple of syllables anymore. Aalborg is beleted, and all is well. London to Aalborg, beer brewdog. Well, 1, you don't work hard enough. 2, you're not big enough. 3, get to work. Okay, there's nothing better to give you than the Hanseatic cog right now. I'll have to upgrade that later. I get the feeling I didn't change this part though. Get there. But yeah, I upgraded you. Lübeck to Alban, this is going to be a joke route. No, it's Lübeck to its neighbour Rostock. Inherit, destroy. It's a 2-day journey apparently. And I'm not even sure you're going to need 2,000, but yeah, why not? Really though, 2,000? How many honey farms would it take to produce that in 2 days? That would mean 1,000 a day. That would mean 500. Which we eventually will have, so Swolmania can remain pretty swole. Mostly because I can't organize you right now, because you're not in Lübeck yet. Happy days. Look at how close to done we are. We might eventually be done. And you are going to Rostock as well. Add, inherit, move, delete. And double check the name. Why are you called Crivens anyway? Then there's Mead. Heading west. West is such a big route. There was a good point for splitting it up, but I just wasn't sold on it. I remain not sold on it. There'll be a lot of reshuffling to do, and I'm confident that I can get it done just with 2 routes going against each other, as long as the convoys were large enough. Now, welcome to the family, Ex Randu. I don't say that so much these days. Should change that. Alright, Mead East. Mead being the joke good. I mean, it's calculated that I should be producing plenty of mead to keep everybody happy, but I don't. That's the joke. Alright, mead. The other joke is I have 4 mead things. Center one doesn't need changed, which is good. West one always needs changed. You know, I think after all this I'm going to be left with a massive hunger to play Death Road to Canada. Just a suspicion. We'll see how we're doing on time. Okay. I felt a bit unsure about how I did these, so I just want to make sure everything is as it should be for the mead. Yeah, good. I'll take it. Alright, level 10 turnip time. Meat from Aalborg, or meat from Aalborg making its rounds, but no, it comes from Rostock now. Inherit and move. And then Aalborg gets kicked out. Once again, I have meat going everywhere. It's not something people demand a lot of, so that makes sense. I could eventually see myself wanting to make a counterclockwise one going around the west, but that's in the future when I actually produce so much meat that I can do that. When I played this game from the excuse me, from the normal setup, the campaign setup, where Aalborg produces meat, I almost always overproduce meat just because it's such an easy thing to do. And I was like, oh man, you get so much money from this. And then, you know, realization when, yes, it's a high value trade good, and it's not like salt is difficult to get for it, but eventually you give everyone more meat than they really ask for. Then you get into trouble. Financial trouble, just like real life. Alright, metal for the center, doesn't need to be touched. Man, we throw this metal around, don't we? I got 2 doing the center. I like that, because again, I just need to punch in ROS and I know that everything is fine. West, less simple. Add in Rostock, throw it into Aalborg's place, which is already there. Aalborg, yeah, out. So some of the people who, for whatever reason, might be omnibusing these episodes later might be going, but Jake, when you set up these trade routes, 20 episodes ago, you said that's it, we won't need any more jiggling and pokering with this. And that was very much the case before I decided that we are going to have the internal cities dealt with perfectly as well. Now, actually let's take a moment to think about that. If our hub remained in Aalborg, how would we supply all these cities that are inland? They're not connected by road here, so I would have to, with very strange calculations, pick up goods from Aalborg and then drop them off to Kongsberg or Lübeck or Rostock or Bremen or Hamburg. You get the idea. And then those goods can be used to go around here. However, how would I pick up enough goods from Hamburg if they're locked? Because what you have to do is unload and load according to the locked specification. And if I have a locked specification, then the wagons can't pick up anything that isn't already locked off when you're doing the boats. So what I'd probably have to do is have a separate feeder into somewhere here from all the places that produce all the resources. So we'll have to have a separate guy that brings wine from Kongsberg to Hamburg, a separate guy that brings bricks from Haarlem over to Hamburg, and then we split those. Not a fan of that idea. You should have hubs. 2 hubs if you're playing on harder difficulties, because then people can freeze over. But me, I like to keep life simple. That's why we're doing 1 hub. And dual hubs are a headache. I had a dual hub set up before. Can't recommend it unless you are really dealing with freeze-ins and such. Alright, Rostock. Wow, actually this whole campaign has almost been going on for 10 years. It's not usual to play the game that long. So our metals are all looking sorted, right? Again, I'm not feeling confident about them. Center is fine, east is fine, west is fine, the other west is fine, and then Titania does the center just right. Good. And there's the Unke doing the hemp. It's good. We bring a lot of hemp in, as well we should. But again, you belong to Rostock now. Then there's Nay Metal. We've been at this for over an hour now. Does it get any more exciting? Because I'm not sure if it does. Nay to Rostock Metal, extra sugar. In you go. Good. Alright, here's a lovely one because I don't need to change it. It's just Nimwegen going to Hallberry. No, it's not Hall. Haarlem. And I bet Cologne makes the same mistake. Where are you, Cologne? No, you don't. Amazing. I am amazed. Regardless, an Nimwegen to Haarlem. Picks up loads of hemp and drops it off, as it should. And because it's a river cog, yeah, sure, it breaks down easily, but at least it spends most of its time actually in a river. And I set up 2 of you, probably for good reason. How is Nimwegen looking on hemp? Perfect, that's how. Slight risk that one of them breaks down, due to both of them getting into Haarlem at the same time. Might combine them later on. What this game clearly needs is an anime mod. Would make it more interesting. Well, if you can manage to make one, then more power to you. So both the Nimwegens look fine. Then there's Novgorod to Helsinki cheese. 1, why are you not working? Wait, what? If you weren't working, shouldn't there be loads of cheese in Novgorod right now? There's some kind of fanatic cheese munching proto-Russians? I mean, they should be producing buckets of cheese right now. And buckets of no bees. I'm at a loss. Administrator, you're not doing something stupid, are you? I mean, you sell cheese at reasonable prices, you buy them at reasonable prices. I don't see the problem here. But there's lots of things that I don't understand. Maybe there's not enough cheese for you to even pick up right now. No, you're only meant to lock off 500 of them. 500's fair. I mean, 10-day demand is only 102, so that's like 50 days of cheese for you. Anywhere with 500 cheese won't be starving for a long time, provided they have at least one other good. Okay, Oslo, Rostock meet Glorious. I remember setting you up not too long ago. Then there's the pelts. You now gotta get your pelts from Rostock. And such smoking barrels. Inherit and destroy Aalborg. every time you do it. There we go. Yeah, pelts are a super low demand good. And we don't have to fluff around with the center, that's good. Then there's pitch, not quite low demand, but lowish. Man, the closer I get to being done with this list, the more giddy I genuinely get. Because I gotta spend some time for it to iron itself out. During that time, money is gonna come flowing in, and then everything should work fine. Although there's a chance it will break down horribly, that'll be quite funny. But it should be just like little things I miss here and there, which of course shouldn't happen, because you guys are pitching in as well, aren't you? You probably are. I don't care if Jake never tweets, I will still follow him out of spite, says Sensei. But why? I mean, I would like to beat Wiz on followers. However, Wiz outdoes me like 10 to 1. Then again, he cheats, he posts things about Stellaris. And of course people are going to lap that up. Do something really hipster and like only update the description of the page, but then I might seem like I care about it, and that's not how it goes down. Is that really pitch center? I feel like something isn't right here. No, it was just the last one I renamed, probably. Pitch west, pitch center, pitch east. Yeah, that all seems good. Alright, Revel to Aalborg with the cheese. That's good, because we are desperately short on cheese for unknown reasons. And you do serve some nice humble pie. But where was my thought process going again? I don't know, probably got to change this route. And it's probably going to be slightly shorter here. That looks shorter to me. Alright, let's not forget to update those names. They're not super important. In fact, one could even say they're not important at all, because I don't use them often for copying and pasting. But I'd rather keep all my shelves in order, you know? Maybe you don't know. I bet your bedroom is very untidy. You should see to that. Alright, Santa's salt. Hang on, does Riga even still make salt for me? Riga. Apparently you make nothing but salt for me. Well, that's all the more reason that you've really got to work. But you're going to the wrong place here. Take it to Rostock. Alright. Dali's giving me problems, a lot of problems. It keeps breaking down. That's because I don't actually need any of my Rostock ships anymore, so I can just call them all Todos. And those Todos are going to become Aalborg ships, most likely, because they're that unnecessary. Right, where was it again? Rostock, Aalborg, grain unsinkable. That's funny, because you just need to reverse your course of action and bring Aalborg's grain to Rostock. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Rostock to Aalborg, grain unsinkable. Now you're Aalborg to Rostock. I feel strange to type because Aalborg hasn't had to deliver anything anywhere directly. It just goes and does its convoys. In any case, that means that this gets reversed, so unload. Well, first you rearrange it here. Aalborg, you unload nothing, you load everything. Rostock, you load nothing. Yeah, 0x. You unload everything. Good. Very good, in fact. Did I not do what I said I'd be doing there? Aalborg to Rostock. Great, unsinkable. Much better. Lord Seru saying, Jake, I see you selecting ship names I submitted in the docs. Yeah, in fact, I'm not seeing anything else. Either that or I didn't update my page properly. I mean, both are equally possible. No, nobody's put in anything since Soapy. Well, that's your call. It's in the title how to do so. Saves me my creativity tapped dry. Okay, back to it. The R's. I love getting to the R's. Salt. Salt now spills out of Rostock. Up to Aalborg you go, and Aalborg loses its way in life. There's a lot of salt to pump out here. But I mean, salt is so vital for so many things. You need it for meat, you need it for fish, and those two things make up half of what stops starvation. So yes, extremely important. Good. Bacon is also good. Man, I can do with some bacon. And there's bathtub. What an odd name for something that does salt. It's going to be the rustiest bathtub ever. Wait, does salt cause rust? Of course it does. I lived by the sea long enough to get really annoyed with salty air rusting up my motorbike. Out there with chrome polish so often. Good times, but also not so good times. Okay, salt rust 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next up, the mead, which just does not flow right now. Regardless, you have to be set up to go from Rostov to, from Scarborough to Rostov. Jake, have an exam tomorrow and having trouble sleeping. Thank you for this. Oh, we're only not even halfway through the trade sorting that we are going to do here. Well, we are doing. Regardless, off to Rostock we go. Aalborg, away you go. That's good. Did I actually? Yeah, the other ones were distribution, so that's okay. The other one is wood. I wasn't aware that Scarborough's 50-50 here. Oh, it's really not. It does beer, mead, honey, and wood. Probably stocking up too much on the other ones, but we'll see how that goes. Regardless, get that wood flowing. If the other ones are backing up too much, well, they won't, because the other ships that come by to distribute honey and beer will actually pick up any extras there, so I don't need to worry whatsoever about them producing a little pick-me-up. That's good to know. What's also good to know is that I actually remember to reassign Rostock as the destination for these goods. Spice Hallberg, failure 1x. You've been a bit crap. I'm gonna call you Toto for now because we do not need a spice guy. I'm just gonna have Bruges, well no, it's Haarlem, drink up all that. So get over to Neustadt, Toto. Salt, salt. Okay, Ste. Who is Ste? I should know who Ste is. Stavanger, there we go. I don't think Stavanger gave me bricks. I can check that though. Stavanger brings me... Wait, what? Stettin. Ah, Stavanger has an A in it. Well, how about that? Regardless, you don't go to Aalborg anymore. You go to Rostock. Keep bringing me those bricks. Yeah, something didn't seem right there, did it? Stavanger to... Wait, what? That's you, right? So why are you